Mo Carrier's life is very different today than it was 6 months ago. She's adjusting to living off the streets.
There's also a de-streeting process you have to go through, and a lot of people don't understand that neither. So even though that I'm in a house and I have a job and all that, like, we still have the mindset of having to survive.
Carrier was one of dozens of homeless people who lived like a family under an overpass at 3rd and Plum Streets.
If one of us didn't have food that day, the other one, we would come back to the tunnel and they knew we would be gone all day. They would have food waiting for us.
She's a recovering addict who used to smoke crack to make it through cold nights sleeping on the streets of downtown Cincinnati.
And I got tired of living outside. That was the only way I could forget about anything, is just to smoke.
Over the summer, the camp grew in size, which concerned downtown residents and businesses. A lack of bathrooms, alleged drug use, and larger crowds created a nuisance, according to those who work and live in the area. Political leaders also got involved.
In terms of those who don't want to be in a shelter, I think that the first thing to do is to understand why. There are a lot of reasons why a person either doesn't want to be in a shelter or they can't.
After weeks of controversy, a judge issued an order that banned all camps because of a lawsuit that Hamilton County filed against the city of Cincinnati. Sue BYROM, a downtown resident, was pleased with the city's actions.
I've had a lot of people talk to me about, we got our town back, you know. I mean, and it's again, I know the us versus them thing, but it's not that. It just was, people were losing the ability to walk down the street.
BYROM thinks the ban is positive for the city.
They've got a lot of people in housing, which is the most important thing.
Not everyone who received housing is satisfied by the outcome. Bison, who became known as the mayor of the camp at 3rd and Plum, was vocal about their right to live outside. He was one of the first people to get housing.
I thought that me living where I was gonna live at was gonna actually help people. But actually it just seemed like when they housed me, they stopped helping people.
He's frustrated others aren't getting the help they need now.
It's still people downtown. I'm seeing people in other areas. Only thing they did was moving from downtown. That's not fixing the problem.
Strategies to End Homelessness got names of 40 people over the summer who were living at Bison's camp. 7 of them got housing, including Bison and Mo Carrier. But Sunshine is still without housing. She currently lives outside, mostly in her car, along with her husband.
Over the time we got chased around from place to place and being told we could not be in a tent or be outside or in a vehicle. We have had the sheriff knocking on the window, saying you can't be sleeping in the vehicle outside.
The change in weather also has her concerned.
Imagine the wintertime while, you're home and cozy in your bed or you're in your nice heated warm car, that there's people outside that are having to hide their homelessness and also try to survive.
The Greater Cincinnati Homeless Coalition is fighting the ban. The coalition joined residents of the camps to file a lawsuit against the city.
Probably the most visible street is 3rd Street. A part of folks' choice there was to be seen, to be clear to the general public, here is what is happening in our city.
People experience homelessness for different reasons. In Mo Carrier's case, it was drugs. In her 5 years living on the streets, help wasn't easy to find. As she builds a new life, she worries about her community.
They think if we're out of sight, then nobody has to worry about us and see us. But it's still happening. There's still people out on the street that is freezing and it's cold.
In downtown Cincinnati, I'm Emily Maxwell.